Hi, it's Josh Ogden Davis. A cold open today to give you an update on the situation here in Shanghai. Everyone is still 自行隔离, or self-quarantining, and most businesses are closed, but the grocery stores are still open. We're not on lockdown like Wuhan, so the transit still works. A friend of mine even went to Beijing and back a couple days ago. So in that respect, not much has changed since last week. But I think there is a change happening with people's attitudes towards the outbreak. And that change was made very apparent last night when a doctor named Li Wenliang passed away. Dr. Li had told some colleagues that there might be a new SARS-like virus one day before China reported the new pneumonia to the WHO. He was detained, made to sign a rather insulting admission of guilt, and then released. A few days later, he contracted the virus, and last night he passed away. His passing has invigorated an ongoing conversation about the role of censorship and the right to free speech. It's a vital conversation, and it's charged with emotion right now, and yet here we are, about to blab on for 30 minutes about silly internet slang. So I want to say that continuing to produce this lighthearted content is not an attempt to cover up or ignore this historic moment. It's a conscious choice based in my belief that we can enjoy the life we want, even while we're fighting for it. And if you remember nothing else from this episode, remember the name Li Wenliang, a man who, while not exactly a whistleblower or a martyr, is an example of someone who did what he thought was right, accepted self-censorship out of self-preservation, and ended up falling to an outbreak that he had tried to help prevent. His story is a lesson that shouldn't be forgotten, no matter which country you're from. And his name was Li Wenliang. And with that said, let's start the show. Hello, and welcome to Mandarin Slang Guide, MSG, the Chinese learning podcast that tastes great and probably isn't all that bad for you. I'm Josh Ogden Davis, bringing you the words and perspectives that aren't in your textbook. Well, since the big cities are still encouraging everyone to 自行隔离, or self-quarantine, most people are incredibly bored with nothing better to do than to watch silly online videos and read the comments that come with them. So Avers and I today are going to help you understand some of these commonly used but hard to understand expressions that people often use in the comment section of videos. Now, Avers is still in her hometown since most people are being discouraged from returning to the big cities until the outbreak is a little bit better in hand. So we did this episode over the phone, and we had technical difficulties that led to horrible sound quality, for which I am incredibly sorry. But before we get to that, I'm going to give you a rundown of the words that we're going to cover today. First, we have 弹幕, which is that special kind of video comment that flies across the screen in front of the video. That's 弹幕. Then we have two common exaggerations, the first being 啊我死了, meaning, oh, I've died. And another one being 笑死我了, meaning I have laughed myself to death. Then we have a way to say that you really like something. You just say 我可以, or 非常可. And last, we have a way to talk about the sad part in the movie. It is 泪目, meaning tears. And for your listening pleasure, we've strung these together into a conversation, which will begin now. 你有没有看超级碗中场秀？
没有，怎么了？
我一直在刷弹幕。啊，我死了 Shakira 唱歌超好听。
他每次跳舞也非常可。
那你看了什么呢？
我看了疫情新闻，感动到泪目。
Now, if you didn't get all that, don't worry. Avers and I will walk you through it line by line. But before we get there, I had a chat with Avers about what quarantine life is like.
I just got an email from HR a couple of days ago, and our holiday are extended into 2 weeks. So we don't have to do anything before February 9th.
February 9th. Okay, wow.
Yeah. And we're supposed to work at home from February 10th to 16th. So I'm going back to Shanghai at 17th. It was like a super long extended holiday.
Yeah, a working holiday at home. So what's your lifestyle like when you're cooped up at home with your folks for so long?
You know what? At first, I tried everything to keep myself busy. Like I cut my hair for the first time.
You cut your own hair?
I cut my own hair for the first time.
Oh, no.
Because every barber shop is closed. And I look at the scissor and I think, how hard could it be? So I just did it. And I'm glad we are having this conversation over the phone, so you don't have to say how bad it is.
I'm sure it's not that bad. What's the general feeling like? Because I think to a lot of people who aren't in China, it's hard to imagine this sort of situation, right? Like everyone's stuck at home. People are going out once a day tops. Usually most things are closed. But what's the general feeling like? What is it like as a person to be in this situation?
To be honest, I panicked a little bit at the beginning because, a lot of my family members are nurses and doctors. And they're like all working overtime during this quarantine time. And I keep worrying about them all the time because they are exposed to all kinds of patients. And you'll never know if the next patient is a confirmed cases or what. But then I just stop watching the news so I don't panic. Kind of like, lying to myself. That's why I'm staying with my grandparents, with my grandma for now, because usually my aunt is the one who's been looking after her, but she's now working overtime at the hospital every day, and we think it's probably not a good idea for her to come over, so I decided that I can do it.
Well, I'm glad that you're available to do that.
Yeah, me too.
So with so many people cooped up inside all the time, there have been a lot of jokes going around online about how bored everyone is and how people are dealing with the boredom. And one of the most common ways to deal with this boredom, of course, is to just watch videos online. And for those of you who have watched videos on Chinese websites, or I think even on Asian websites, there's something that's very surprising that happens, which is as you're watching the video, sometimes comments start scrolling across the screen on top of the video. For example, if something funny happens on the 10th minute of a show, and I type a comment on that second, then when someone else watches the video, and it gets to that point in the video, that comment will appear on the screen. What are those called?
Those comments are called 弹幕.
弹幕, and what does 弹幕 mean?
弹幕 literally means bullet curtain. So 弹 is 子弹, a bullet. And 幕 is curtain.
Okay.
Yeah, it's from a Japanese shooting game called Danmaku. So when you're playing this game, the bullets are flying all over the screen, like what you've been describing about the comments all over the screen.
So that's the dan, means bullet.
And I think it's called mu because when there are hundreds or millions of comments, they're gonna like cover the whole screen like a curtain.
Oh. Yeah, and that does happen. It makes it impossible to watch the movie sometimes.
Yeah.
So in addition to making it very confusing for foreigners like me, this ability to make 弹幕 has created kind of a whole subculture, or a whole, I don't want to say dialect, but a whole sort of dictionary of 弹幕 that people often use to comment on videos. So today we're going to talk about some of the 弹幕 that you're most likely to see in some videos, and what they mean, and how you might use them in everyday conversation if you wanted to.
Yep.
So we just talked about the word for these flying comments, 弹幕, but the first expression we want to talk about is what?
刷弹幕.
刷弹幕. What is this 刷?
刷 means brush or swipe, but here it means to post a live comment.
So if I input a 弹幕 and hit enter, and it goes into the video, I am 刷弹幕.
Yep.
Okay.
Or you can use it in a sentence like 我喜欢刷弹幕.
我喜欢刷弹幕. I like sending these 弹幕.
Yep.
Avers, 你喜欢刷弹幕吗?
超喜欢.
超喜欢?
Hi, it's Josh from the editing room. In case you didn't catch that, I asked, do you like sending 弹幕? And she replied, I super like it. 你喜欢刷弹幕吗? 超喜欢. This 超 means super. 超喜欢, super like. Okay, now back to the show.
So, this shuā is interesting because this shuā also pops up in a lot of other internet language, like 刷屏.
Mm-hmm.
What does 刷屏 mean?
刷屏 means someone is posting a lot of stuff in a very short amount of time. Like, his posts are all over your timeline.
Oh, like he just wiped his posts all over your
Yep.
timeline.
Yeah.
You know, I've never thought about why we call that shuā, but it makes sense. It's like someone just got their post and just smeared it all over your phone. It's 刷屏. And the 屏 is 屏幕. It means screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. How would we use 刷屏 in a sentence?
You could say 他又刷屏了.
他又刷屏了.
Yep. He's tweeting, he's posting tweets again.
Yeah, and not just posting tweets, posting lots of tweets, filling up your screen with tweets, swiping your screen with tweets. 他又刷屏了. He, again, 刷屏. 他又刷屏了.
Yeah. Or you could, if you want to ask someone if they tweets much, you could ask, 你经常刷屏吗?
Oh, 你经常刷屏吗? You often 刷屏?
Yep.
Okay, so that's 刷屏. And there's another different use of shuā, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong on this. If I say that I am looking, just sort of looking at my WeChat moments or at Facebook or at Twitter, and just sort of scrolling down and looking for a long time, is that called shuā as well?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's called 刷朋友圈.
刷朋友圈. 朋友圈 specifically, it's friend circle, but it specifically refers to WeChat moments.
Yep.
So they could also 刷 Twitter, or 刷微博,
刷
or
微博.
刷 Facebook 都可以. All right. So that's all about 刷. We started with 刷弹幕, which means to send the bullet curtain. And then 刷
Send a live comment.
So yeah, send a live comment. That's better. And then we have 刷屏, which means what?
Tweeting or sending posts all the time.
Yeah. And then if I'm just sort of idly going through my Facebook or Twitter or 朋友圈, what's that?
刷朋友圈.
Nice. Okay. So that's the first one. The second one, and the third one actually, were very surprising to me because they are English letters that sometimes just appear on the screen. And the first of these are the English letters AWSL. You'd be watching a video and suddenly across the screen there are flying hundreds of AWSL. What is that? What does that mean?
It's the initials, it's the pinyin initials for 啊我死了.
啊我死了.
Yeah.
Okay, what does that literally mean?
It means, I'm dying.
I'm dying. I'm dead. I have died. But what does it actually mean?
You can use AWSL to express any strong feelings like happiness or excitement, sadness. It really depends on the context. Like if I show you a picture of a really cute puppy and you're like, oh, that's so cute, then you can say AWSL to kind of express that idea of aw.
Aw, like you've been killed by your feelings. Too many feelings.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think I usually use this term when I try to unleash something to my friend. Like if I'm listening to a song and I couldn't resist to share it, I just send it to someone with a simple AWSL. It means I really like this song, you should check it out.
Oh, so when you 安利 things, 安利 from a previous episode meaning to highly recommend something as though you are selling it from Amway.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just send something to your friend, accompanying it with AWSL, and they will understand that means 啊我死了, which means that you love this to death, or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 啊我死了. I don't think we have to make a sentence for that because it stands on its own, right? Like it's not part of a sentence. It's just, it is a sentence.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a sentence.
And in the same vein, there are 4 other letters that are XSWL. What are these?
I think in English, you have an equivalent for that. which is LMAO or LOL.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it means 笑死我了.
笑死我了. Okay. So
yeah, I'm laughing myself to death.
I'm laughing myself to death. And the grammar here is something that is very useful. You use a verb, and then after the verb you say 死我了. Or you can even use an adjective and then 死我了. And it means it is whatevering me to death. It means it's extremely like that. For example, if it's very hot outside, I can say, 热死我了. Means I have been heated to death. Or if it's very cold, 哎呦，冷死我了. I have been colded to death. But this is 笑死我了. I have been laughed to death. Or I am laughing myself to death.
Yeah.
It's very, very vivid. And to save time, I suppose, when typing, instead of typing out the characters 笑死我了, people might just type XSWL.
Yeah, and whenever you're thinking about typing ha ha ha, you can just replace it with XSWL.
Comparatively speaking, which one is stronger? Ha 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 or XSWL?
I think the strongest will be XSWL all in uppercase.
XSWL in uppercase. I have died in capital letters.
Yeah.
I am capital dead.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so those are the two letter-based ones. The first one is AWSL, which means
啊我死了.
Yeah, and that just means that something was so cute or so cool or so neat that it caused you to die instantly.
Yeah.
And the next one is XSWL, which means
笑死我了, which means LMAO. I'm laughing myself to death.
Yeah. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to give you some situations, and you tell me how you would respond, either with AWSL or with XSWL.
Oh, great.
Hey, look, Avers, there's a really cute Pikachu.
Oh. AWSL.
All right. Now imagine that I told you a very funny joke.
XSWL.
Oh, hey, look, there's Baby Yoda.
AWSL. Wait, how do you know I like Baby Yoda?
You like Pikachu, so I assume that you like Baby Yoda.
Okay.
All right. Two men walk into a bar. The third one ducks.
XSWL all in uppercase.
All in uppercase. That is extremely generous of you. I was expecting you to be like, what?
Honestly, I didn't get
it. There it is. You're so eager to please, Avers, and I apologize for putting you in that situation. So it's a bar, right? Like a bar can mean a 酒吧, a bar. It could also mean a gar, like a rod, like a bar. So two men walk into it, but the third one sees it in time and he ducks, so he doesn't hit it.
Oh, okay. I take it back. It's not in uppercase. It's just
I shouldn't have explained it. Well, thank you anyway. All right.
Okay,
so that's.
I have a quiz for you.
Oh no! What's up?
It's also a pinyin initial.
Oh no!
Can you guess what PYQ means?
PYQ. Oh no.
I'll give you a hint. We just talk about it like 3 minutes
朋友
ago.
圈.
You got it.
Nice, I nailed it. 朋友圈 on Facebook. Sorry, not on Facebook, on WeChat. So how would you use, like, 你看了我 PYQ 吗?
You can say that, or if your friends ask, hey, what have you been up to? You can just say, shuā PYQ.
Oh, shuā PYQ. Nice.
Yeah.
I like it. You've integrated the first one, which was shuā danmu, or just shuā, with our second one, which is pinyin abbreviations. I love it. You're a natural.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
All right, so that was 啊我死了 and 笑死我了. And moving on, we have another one that I think we might have mentioned in passing before, but I don't remember. What is it?
我可以.我可以 means I can.
I can.
But yeah. So before we jump into examples, I want to say that you can look at this word in two ways. Like in standard Chinese, 我可以 is the answer to a question. So it doesn't mean anything by itself. Like, I'll give you a sentence. 你可以加班吗? Can you work overtime? And then the answer could be 我可以. Yes, I can.
Yeah. So 我 being me and 可以 meaning can. Yeah.
Yeah, this is how this word means in like standard Chinese. But if you look at it as a popular slang, there doesn't have to be a question. Like it has meaning by itself.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine you are shopping and you see a really cool jacket. You can say 这件我可以. So 这 means this, and 件 is a measure word for clothes. 我可以 is I can. So together, 这件我可以 means I like this jacket.
Oh, so you can use 我可以 to mean that you like something.
Yeah.
You say a thing, and then you say 我可以, and it means I like that thing.
Mm-hmm. Or if you want to stress that you really like it, or something, or someone is really awesome, you are really impressed, you can say 非常可.
非常可. So you can say 我可以, but if you want it to be stronger, you can take that 可 out of 可以 and use it by itself in 我非常可.
That means you really like yourself.
Oh, sorry. So not 我. So just 非常可.
Yeah. To use it in a sentence, you can say something like 你的中文非常可.
谢谢.
Your Chinese is impressive.
Avers, there's something I want to tell you.
Okay.
你的英文非常可.
Thank you. Not as cool as your Chinese.
Well, I don't know about that. So, you can say, 这个播客我可以. This podcast, I can. Or this podcast, I like it. Or, 这个播客非常可. This podcast is really great. Did I use that correctly?
You use it perfectly. Yeah.
Nice. Excellent. Okay, so that's 我可以. And you see that a lot in 弹幕, right?
Yeah. It's a very common 弹幕. I think it's one of the most popular 弹幕 in 2019, according to a report from Bilibili.
Wow, you've done research for this. I'm very impressed.
No, it's in the link you just sent me yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, so one of the inspirations for this episode was one of our listeners. Oh, I should have his name on me, but I don't. And my phone is right here. Hold on, give me a second. I think it's a listener named Jose sent a list of 弹幕 to the WeChat group, the Mandarin Slang Guide WeChat group. And because it's hard to get a guest when everyone is staying at home and not working or taking care of their family, I decided to take that list and make an episode about 弹幕. And thank you very much, Avers, for helping with this. But yes, this is an inspiration from Jose. So thank you very much, Jose, for sharing that in the group.
Because I saw a picture on that list, so I think, AWSL, I gotta do this.
Nice. AWSL, 啊我死了. You used it. You're such a pro. I love this. All right. And now let's go to the last one, which is the exact opposite of 我可以. It is 泪目. What does 泪目mean?
泪 means tears. And 目 is a more formal way to say eyes, 眼睛.
Oh, eyes.
So 泪目 is tear eye, yeah.
Tear eyes. And the funny thing about these two characters is 目, the one that means the formal way to say eyes. It is like to a Westerner, it looks like a vertical rectangle with two lines through the middle. And 泪, which means tears, is that symbol with the symbol for water next to it. A 三点水, a little water radical next to it. So it's literally like water in or on or coming out of the eyes is tears, which is 泪. So 泪目 means teary eyes. It's one of those comparatively few examples of where the character might actually help you understand what it means. Most Chinese characters do not help you at all trying to figure out what they mean just by looking at them. But 泪目 does, if you know what 目 means already.
Yeah. You can usually find this 弹幕on videos that are really moving or touching. Like someone would say, 我泪目了. It means this moment or this video made me cry.
我泪目了. I teared. 我泪目了.
Yeah.
Is that how people would type it in a 弹幕? 我泪目了.
Yeah, people would just type 泪目 to characters.
Yeah. And
there's a cutesy way to type it. It's also in 3 letters.
Oh.
Yeah, it's QAQ all in uppercase.
QAQ in uppercase. And why is that?
Come on, write it down. You can guess it.
Oh, I know what it is.
When you write it down.
I know what it is. I just want you to describe it so that I can react to it.
The 2 Qs looks like a crying eyes. Like the two little toes look like tears. And A looks like a sobbing nose or something. So together, QAQ looks like a crying and sobbing face. And that's just an easier way to type 泪目.
XSWL. 笑死我了.
Great.
So this is a common 弹幕. Is it also common in conversation?
I think it's common in WeChat conversations.
Oh, so in text conversations, but maybe not face-to-face so much.
Yeah, maybe not. If I send you a really moving video and you're really touched by it, you can say 感动到泪目.
感动到泪目.
Yep. It means that was so moving, it made me cry.
Yeah, so 感动 means to be moved or moving. And 到 means arriving or to the extent of. And then 泪目 is tears. So I am moved to tears, literally. 感动到泪目.
Yeah. You can also say 笑到泪目.
So it can be good. That's great. 笑到泪目, laughing to crying.
Yeah, I laughed so hard there are tears in my eyes.
笑到泪目. Okay. Again, 笑 meaning laugh or smile, and 到 meaning to the extent of, and then 泪目 being tears, laughing to tears.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so those are some of the most common 弹幕 as suggested in the list by Jose. Thank you again, Jose. Let's review them all one time, and then we'll listen to the conversation one last time. Does that feel good?
Let's do it.
So here we go. What do we call those bullet comments that show up in front of the video?
It's called 弹幕.
弹幕. If I send a 弹幕, how do I describe that action?
刷弹幕.
刷弹幕. Very good. If this is patronizing and I apologize. If someone sends so many posts on WeChat or Twitter or whatever that it just fills up your whole screen, what is that called?
刷屏.
刷屏. And if you're just sort of idly looking at your phone, looking at your Twitter, looking at your Facebook, sort of scrolling down endlessly, what is that called?
刷朋友圈.
刷朋友圈, yeah, looking at your WeChat moments. Okay. If the four letters AWSL appear on your screen as a 弹幕, what does that mean?
It means, I'm dying.
I'm dying. And it just now occurred to me that we do the same thing in English, right? Like, if sometimes people just write dead. Like, whatever this thing is, it is so much that I can't take it anymore. I literally can't. I have died dead. It's the same thing. In Chinese, you just say AWSL. 啊我死了. Yeah. Now, what about XSWL? What does that mean?
It means I laughed so hard I'm dead.
Yeah. 笑死我了. I have laughed myself to death. What if you see someone say 我可以 or 非常可?
It means someone or something is really awesome and you really like it.
Yeah. So in conversation, we would put the subject first and then say 我可以 after it, or subject and then 非常可.
Yes.
Okay, and the last one. If I am moved to tears, how would I say that?
感动到泪目.
感动到泪目, yeah. Or 笑到泪目, laughing to tears.
Yeah.
It's all good. All right, well, thank you so much, Avers, for walking us through that. I will be less lost next time I watch a video online. But before we get out of here, let's go over this conversation one more time.
Cool. I'll start.
Okay.
你有没有看超级碗中场秀？
没有，怎么了？
我一直在刷弹幕。AWSL Shakira 唱歌超好听。
她每次跳舞也非常可。
那你看了什么呢？
我看了疫情新闻，感动到泪目。
你有没有看超级碗中场秀？
你有没有看have you seen 超级碗中场秀? That's two different things. 超级碗 is
Super Bowl.
Yeah, Super Bowl. 超级 literally meaning super, and 碗
Super
being a bowl, like a bowl that you would eat a soup out of. And what's 中场秀?
中场 means halftime, and 秀 is a show. I think this character is taken from English. So 中场秀 is a halftime show.
Yeah. 中场秀, half game show. Yeah. So 你有没有看超级碗中场秀? Did you watch the Super Bowl halftime show? And I replied,
没有。 怎么了?
Yeah, I didn't. What of it? Or how was it? Or just sort of asking, what's up with that? 怎么了?
What's up? Yeah. 没有，怎么了?
And you replied?
我一直在刷弹幕。啊，我死了 Shakira 唱歌超好听。
Yeah, so 我一直在刷弹幕。我 me 一直constantly 在刷弹幕 was sending bullet curtains, and the contents was 啊我死了 and Shakira 唱歌超好听. So Shakira 唱歌 sings 超好听 super good listen. So it sounds super good. 唱歌超好听 sings really well. To which I replied,
他每次跳舞也非常可。
Okay, so is that Chinese sort of agreement? Yeah. 他每次跳舞，他 her 每次 every time 跳舞 dance 也非常可 is really great. So 他每次跳舞也非常可 Yeah, every time she dances is just great. I love it. And then you replied,
那你看了什么呢？
那你看了什么呢? Na being like then. 你看了什么呢? You watched what? If you didn't watch the Super Bowl, what did you watch? 那你看了什么呢? And I replied,
我看了疫情新闻，感动到泪目。
Yeah, 我看了疫情新闻。我看了 I watched 疫情. 疫情 is something that has been in the news constantly. What does it mean exactly?
Right now, it refers to the pneumonia outbreak, but 疫 here is from the word 瘟疫, like a plague. And 情 is from the 情况, or like updates or situation. So 疫情 together means the situation about the plague or the latest update on the plague.
Yeah, so 瘟疫情况 plague situation shortened to 疫情.
Yeah.
Okay. So 疫情新闻 means news about the sickness situation, the disease situation. 疫情新闻, so that in the second half is 感动到泪目, which means
I'm so touching that I cried.
Yeah, or the news was so touching. I was so touched that I cried. Yeah.
I was so touched that I cried.
Yeah. So 我看了疫情新闻，感动到泪目. I was watching news about the virus or about the virus situation, and it was very moving. Because there are a lot of moving stories in the news about the virus. There's lots of human interest stories about people heroically helping people, stuff like that. I mean, this is a serious situation, and there's lots of things happening on lots of different levels constantly. But obviously, one of the things that's being focused on in the news is touching or moving stories about family or about people working hard. So that's pretty much what you're going to see if you watch the news these days about the 疫情.
Yeah, I was just about to say I watched the news this morning, and there was like a lot of delivery guys who stopped doing deliveries because they are afraid that they might get affected. Mm-hmm. So I saw someone in the Weibo, his delivery guy from 饿了么, and he said something like, I won't do any deliveries lately, but if it's a delivery to the hospital, I will do it because everybody in the hospital is working really hard and I want to be part of it. Mm. And I found that piece of news really touching.
You saw that and you were 感动到泪目.
Yeah, 感动到泪目.
Nice. All right, great. So that's this whole conversation in a nutshell. And before we get out of here, let's just do it one more time. And you kick us off this time. We'll switch characters.
你有没有看超级碗中场秀？
没有，怎么了？
我一直在刷弹幕。AWSL Shakira 唱歌超好听。
她每次跳舞也非常可。
那你看了什么呢？
我看了疫情新闻，感动到泪目。All right, well, thank you very much, Avers, for taking the time out of your very, very busy 隔离 schedule to...
No, it's very, very not busy.
Yeah, and I'm about to say all of the special thank yous here at the end of the show, but before I do that, I just want to say thanks very much to you, because this is an episode where you really did a lot of the prep. The conversation was written by you also, so thank you very much for helping to make this show actually exist.
Welcome.
All right, so stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll talk to you again later.
Yeah, stay hydrated. Wear a mask.
Wear masks, yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's all the MSG we have for you today. Thanks again to Avers for calling in, and thanks to Jose for sharing the list of slang that we pulled from. If you want to get more content like that, add our WeChat, which is msgpodcast, all one word, all lowercase, or follow us on Twitter or Facebook. Just search for Mandarin Slang Guide. Thanks as always to Himalaya for being not only a great place to listen to podcasts, but also a great place to host your podcast for free. Himalaya! Hold on. This just in. It's been confirmed. You can't get sick from listening to Himalaya. A very special thanks this week to everyone out there who is willing to speak truth to power. 你们非常可. And last but not least, thanks to you, the listener, for listening. I love it when you listen to this podcast, and I'd love to know what you think. So, keep in touch. But for now, 再见, 再会, 再聊. Bye-bye.